Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Off the Wall with Cody. I'm your host, Cody Wall. Pleasure to be back from the Western Canada Hockey Exposure Camp that happened in Calgary, Alberta over this last weekend, May 6th to 8th. I had the opportunity to go there with ASTV to cover the Hockey Exposure Camp. Uh, Camp put on for a couple of years by Terry Braun's and some of his colleagues. And I just want to say, they did such a great job. Congratulations on putting together this camp. Obviously, I had been able to see the behind the scenes a little bit about how much running around and work Terry had ended up putting into this camp, and really just kudos out to him, as well as one of the major sponsors for the camp was Wayne Kozar from Trailblazer Hockey Advisors. You may have heard of them through another one of our shows on the ice. It's one of Theo's shows that does play before my show every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock before Off the Wall with Cody. But Wayne Kozar having his own kind of segment on the ice with Theo and called Wayne's World. They talked a bit about the camp and his kind of perspective, him as a hockey advisor, and looking for clients, for more of a better word. But looking at last week's show, just giving a preview of it. Last week I had Grayson Hanley, number 4 from the Martinsville Martyrs, and Colby Eggman, number 25 from the Bow Valley Timberwolves, and had an opportunity to talk to both those players about what they were kind of looking forward to going into this camp, and kind of how their seasons went. Grayson talking a bit about how he had, offensively a great year, was able to put up the points from the back end, and was unfortunate that he had to miss some games due to a broken leg. But, he was definitely in good spirits. It was a busy weekend. I remember being able to watch him. Grayson looked good, just like a lot of players out there at the exposure camp. Looking at per game sheet website that's linked in with the Western Canada Hockey Exposure Camp website. Looks like Antonio Fries from Team 12 Maroon in Calgary was one of the leading point getters. He was tied with Zach Branson from Team Orange. I remember getting a chance to watch Team Orange a couple times, just with having the opportunity to produce the games on multiple times for Team Orange. With the way the schedule worked, got a chance to watch a couple of his games. And I definitely remember watching and seeing there was a couple of wow moments. So I didn't get a chance to see Antonio as much, as well as some of these other players. Just with 40 games being played over the weekend, 340 players. There was a lot of players not able to see all of them, which, like I said, is unfortunate. But there was a lot of standout players that looked good in the tournament. Player I had ended up talking to in the previous weeks, James Hooton, had himself a pretty good camp, registering 7 points in 4 games, with 5 of them coming as goals. So just looking back, talking to James a couple of weeks ago on Off the Wall with Cody, he was talking about how he was wanting to come in and, make an impression for himself, being an older player, this being his, a returning player to this camp. Really, you can see from a lot of the older players at the camp that they really kind of set the pace definitely were some 07 born players that were able to, dazzle some people. Just looking here at one of the younger players in the camp was just a second here. Fortunately, my computer having issues today, but a number of young players who were able to step up and show what they were wanting to do. I know I got a chance to see another player I got a chance to talk to through Off the Wall was Kaden Wilkins. I got to chat with Roger and Kaden a little bit between games and managed to see Kaden play a little bit. He did end up registering more than a point per game. Looks like Kaden getting 1 goal, 4 assists in his 5 games. He was an 05 born player, somebody who was coming in, stepping up into a higher intensity, and he really looked good out there. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break and come back and talk more Western Canada Hockey Exposure Camp and just kind of some of the notable players that I remember from watching in the camp. But we're going to have a commercial from Caisse Financial and come back and talk more Western Canada Exposure Camp. And welcome back. Thank you to all our sponsors like Caisse Financial for helping ASTV here and supporting us so that we can keep doing what we enjoy doing, which is doing shows like this and calling hockey games and seeing how far ASTV can go. But looking through some more of the stats, I remember Austin Bruce was another player. I remember kind of having some special kind of flair in his game. He was a player who really, I thought, was able to make some flashy plays. Player in the tournament, Baden Koss, was a player that for you Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy fans, you'll remember his name. He was, I believe, the captain for IHA Hockey-Academy this year. He definitely was going in with good mentality. Definitely was not playing like an underage player. Definitely was playing with a lot of intensity. He picked up 4 points in his 4 games, 2 of them coming as a goal, and obviously the other 2 coming as assists. But just giving you a preview of what's coming up in the show, I'm going to have 2 guests come on today, twin brothers who were in attendance of the Hockey Exposure Camp, Easton and Justus Harrison, 2 great guys who got a chance to talk to their dad a little bit about, as well before filming their game on the ASTV network. Just kind of arranging this interview. Excited to talk to both these players. Obviously, the twin brothers is something that not everybody sees on the ice. Elite players or hockey players who can kind of play together. You think of them. You think of the Sedin brothers, and that's somebody, a group that I remember really growing up and having a passion for or like to them just because it was so unique, the fact that twin brothers playing together. So definitely, interviewing these twin brothers, having them played together for a number of years, and kind of having that air of the Sedin brothers in my head. I'm excited to get a chance to talk to them and see if they have any sort of twin magic that they've been able to see happen or play out on the ice. Both players having a fairly good camp for themselves, registering 2 points in their 4 games. Both of them, like I said, having the 2 points, with I believe Justus having his 2 points come in one game, whereas I believe Easton having his come spread out amongst the 2 games. Unfortunately, doesn't look like able to find any goaltending stats, but there were a number of goaltenders who had great performances. We definitely saw some high offense, like I kind of mentioned on Off the Wall with Cody on Graham's segment this morning. We definitely saw a couple of high scoring games where one team was able to put up double digits and other team only registering 1 goal, but it was just a great weekend of fun-filled hockey. Unfortunately for me, I managed to get a long weekend out of it with, unfortunately, after the tournament, when trying to get back home to Winnipeg, Manitoba, my flight ended up getting canceled, but got a chance to hang out with a set of parents and a player from the Pilot-Mound Buffaloes that we've got to kind of talk to and get to know over this past season, in Bo Bannerman and his family, dad Jeff and mother Lori. Got a chance to kind of get to know Bo a little bit more in depth about kind of his playing style and his mentality a bit. Great young man. Hopefully going to get a chance to see him playing for the Buffaloes going forward in the future. And hopefully he has a bright future ahead of him. Unfortunately, when talking to them, Bo did suffer an injury, so wasn't able to get the most out of this hockey exposure camp, but definitely was able to be noticeable out there. I know when broadcasting those games or producing those games in Calgary this weekend, I do remember Bo being a player who was able to make some passes before he did hurt his, I believe it was his an upper body injury, because you never want to disclose what injury is in hockey. That's kind of the whole taboo thing. But hopefully Bo's able to get healthy now over the summer and come back and play some good hockey next year. Another player locally that ASTV's covered a number of times with the Pilot-Mound Buffaloes was Joran Kusterman. Joran having a pretty good games for himself. Not able to pull up the stats right here, but great to see some Manitoba local boys going out there. Not just the Pilot-Mound guys. I know there was a number of players that were out there. James Hooton, Adam Pauls, number of players, as well as some players that Graham talked to. Austin Tessier ended up picking up one of the Trailblazers MVP Player of the Game awards. I believe it was on Sunday. Austin had picked up a couple points there, adding to his 5 on the weekend. He definitely was an older player who was able to set the tone for his Team Red, and I thought really looked good. Didn't look slower, sluggish out there, and I'm sure a lot of the team junior personnel that were in attendance for the camp were able to see that. We're going to send it to another commercial break here and come back and, you guessed it, talk more Western Canada Hockey Exposure Camp here on Off the Wall with Cody.
Why go solar? Solar is better than ever. Our revolutionary design and inverter equipment with the latest in solar panel technology for the ultimate in-home and business security. That's right, I said security. Grid security and security of your home are linked. Fortify your future today with a battery backup system. No maintenance, quiet running. Did you know in Manitoba, grid-connected, off-grid, and battery backup systems are 100% right off in the year you purchase for any company or farm? Do you want to back up your internet, keep your tills running, and the lights on? We can install a system that is right for you with battery backup fully capable of taking on all those essential loads and keeping you running. When you call our experts at Evolve Green, ask about getting your free energy audit today. Call or email today to find out what system works best for you. 1-866-5EVOLVE or support@evolvegreen.ca. Also, be sure to check out our website at www.evolvegreen.ca.
And welcome back, everyone. We're going to be, in just a little bit, we're going to be having our tonight's guests, Easton and Justus Harrison, on the show here, talk about their experience at the camp, and as well talk about their past season playing with the Charlotte Rush in the USPHL Elite program. Just a little bit of a precursor for this interview. Easton came into this camp in his 41 games, picking up 11 goals, 13 assists for 24 points with 35 penalty minutes. His brother Justus, playing on the same team, registering 13 points with 4 of them coming as goals, 9 assists in his 34 games with 29 penalty minutes. And looks like we have the Harrison brothers here. I'm going to bring them on here. Good evening, Justus. And
good evening,
guys, today.
Good evening.
I am good. How has the weekend been recovering?
It's been pretty good. We played 5 games, so it was 3 on the Saturday, so it was pretty sore, but it was good recovering.
Yeah, great weekend. You guys were a couple of the guys who were able to pick up a couple extra games with some of the injuries that did happen throughout the camp.
Yeah.
Which teams did you guys end up tagging along to? I know you guys were on Team 17 Navy Blue. What team do you end up getting an extra game with?
We filled in for Red on their second game of the day on Saturday, and I think we ended up tying it 5-5. We scored 3 goals like in the last 2 minutes to tie it up. So. Oh
yeah, I believe that was in Arena 2, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
That was a crazy game. Last couple minutes come from behind. I remember watching that one. That was one of the arenas I was filming and producing in, and I remember watching that, just being astonished with how quickly Team Red was able to come back in that game.
Yeah, it was super cool in that game, especially because we started off with 3 defensemen, and I'm not a defenseman, but I was filling in, so they made me play defense, and we ended up only having 1 actual defenseman and 4 forwards on defense. So we it was kind of a scary sight on the defensive end, but we were able to tie it up there.
Just being able to kind of do your best defensively, but make sure kind of getting the puck up and out as quick as you can, making those quick breakout passes to kind of eliminate the time in the defensive zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So before we talk about the exposure camp, let's talk a little bit about your seasons there. Just before you guys came on, I was reading out your stats. Both you guys looking like you had a pretty good season for yourself, picking up a number of points. Easton looked like you getting over the 10 mark with 11 in your 41 games, and Justus looks like you picked up 4 in your 34 games, maybe missing a couple games throughout the season.
Yeah, I got suspended for a couple of games. So, yeah, throughout the season.
So both you guys having pretty good years for yourself, both earning call up from the USPHL Elite League to the USPHL Premier. How was that moving up for that one game, both of you?
That was actually a glitch in the system. We actually it was like that for a couple of the elite players. It says a couple of the elite players played Premier games, but we actually didn't. It was just a glitch, and they weren't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was checking the elite prospects and it had said that. So then how was the Elite League year go for you guys?
It was pretty good. Our division is seen as the hardest division, the Southeast Division. With us, the winner has come out of our division 6 years in a row now, right?
Yeah.
6 years. Yeah, it's us, the Charlotte Rush, Richmond Generals, Junior Hurricanes, Hampton Road Whalers, and the Potomac Patriots. And yeah, so the winner has come out of our division for the past 6 years now. So it's a pretty competitive division, and it's usually the winner coming out of that division.
So you guys able to make a bit of a run in the playoffs this year?
Yeah, we swept in the playoffs to go to nationals, and then we kind of laid an egg in the nationals. Only won 1 game, but it was still a good experience going up to New Hampshire and get to see all the Premier teams play as well.
We finished first in the regular season for points, but couldn't get it done in nationals.
Oh, okay. And you said the nationals were held in New Hampshire there.
Yeah.
With the playing in the USPHL, you guys get to travel around central the US there quite a bit. Get to see a lot of nice areas.
Yeah, we went to Virginia a lot, and then the Raleigh, which was the Junior Hurricanes, we went up there, and we ended up playing in New Hampshire in November for a showcase as well as going down to Florida in December. So yeah, we went to some pretty nice places down there in Florida for sure.
That'd be definitely a plus. You guys being from Calgary, Alberta, getting to go travel throughout the U.S. Is that something that was kind of something that made you guys want to go there? Was just that appeal to travel a little bit? Some areas you maybe haven't been able to see?
Yeah, it was. So we live in California, but so it was kind of a no-brainer going to the Charlotte Rush. I mean, they're the best team in the league. They have been for a few years now, and it's like very great getting to travel around and visit new places. And we actually did play up in New Hampshire 2 years before for 2 years, and so yeah, we've been pretty much all over America, and we've been just in a few different places over the past few years.
All right. So, like, who do you guys kind of model your game after?
I like thinking of myself like Connor Garland. He plays on Vancouver. He used to play for the Coyotes, and I'm a Coyotes fan, so I've watched him for like the last couple of years now, and I just like the style of play. He's not afraid of anybody. He likes getting in the corners, and he can score as well, and he's pretty good in the shootout as well.
You said Arizona is your favorite team there. What are your thoughts on them playing in Arizona State arena for this next couple of years there?
Not a big fan of it, but I think they're going to build a new arena somewhere closer to Phoenix. Where their original arena was in Glendale isn't a very good place. So, but now there is the college arena, obviously, but hopefully they can get some good college atmosphere there and get a bunch of new fans from the college that don't watch hockey.
Just kind of engage some more,
Yeah.
expand the fan base a bit. What? Who do you model your game after?
So I like playing in front of the net, tipping pucks, getting under people's skins. I wore number 63 this year after Brad Marchand. I like him very much, how he plays, getting under the opponent's skin, and just kind of like being a nuisance on the other team, like to the other team, and just bearing those rebound goals. I mean, he has lots of skill too. So
Kind of those guys who have the skill but like to go into the dirty area. From what it sounds like, both those examples, Garland and Marchand, to a certain extent, both able to have that offensive flair, but with that little bit of sandpaper to their game.
yeah, exactly.
Definitely something I appreciate when watching players as well. Definitely liking the old school hits, big hits, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like throwing the body around as much as I can, even though sometimes I can be considered undersized. I don't like to think of myself undersized, but I throw lots of bodies around. So
Yeah, standing at 6 foot, both you guys standing at 6 feet. Not necessarily small, but not necessarily the tallest either. But you're able to use your frame to wreak some havoc on your opponents.
yeah, exactly.
Coming into this tournament, what did you think? Coming out of this tournament, sorry, what do you think scouts and team personnel took away from your guys' camp?
I think they were looking to see who can stick with the pace and stick with who can actually move up to the next level of junior hockey with the physical and the faster presence of playing with older and bigger guys, as well as just moving, having the mind to pick up the pace of the puck and move it quicker, shoot it quicker, and be able to take a hit.
And is that something you guys like? That's something you guys think that you excelled in the most, and that's something that they'll have definitely kind of that'll be the top of their or not priority list, but the top of their kind of scouting report on you guys is just that that kind of will.
Yeah, we played. That's most of the reason why we played junior hockey this year, is so we could get used to playing against bigger and faster pace and older guys, so we could move up to the next level quicker and be used to that atmosphere already.
So being at the camp, did you guys have, obviously there was a lot of scouts and personnel. You have a number of personnel reach out to you guys and make you some offers, or kind of talk to you about your future possibly with them?
We got a couple emails. I can't recall exactly what teams. And then while we were at the camp, we had an advisor that just came up to us, wanted to talk to us, but nothing really out of the blue yet. So,
like Wayne Kozar.
What was that?
Probably was it Wayne Kozar from Trailblazer?
The advisor. It was Cameron Braun. Cameron Braun. That's who it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just know Wayne Kozar was one of the main sponsors of the camp, so I wasn't sure if he maybe reached out to you guys as well.
No, it was just we got Cameron Braun, a couple emails, but that's it for now.
You guys have kind of your eyes set on somewhere you want to go from some of the emails you've gotten, or just kind of you're going to let it them sift in and kind of see where you take it as it comes, kind of thing?
Well, we got a couple camps upcoming back here in the States, so hopefully we can try to make one of those teams. If not, we still have offers for the tier 3 level still, from a lot of different teams, so we can take our skill to any of those teams as well, but trying to still make up the move to tier 2.
Right.
Yeah.
You
guys got some offers from some tier 2?
Not yet, but we have a couple teams interested and want to see us at some of their camps, like their main camps or pre-draft camps, and take a look at us. So we have a couple of those upcoming next month. So,
do you want to disclose where those are, or just kind of not at the moment?
Well, one of the main teams that we're talking to is the Odessa Jackalopes, and we're going to be attending their pre-draft camp next month. So hopefully we can make their team, or at least make it to preseason.
So do you guys, when you guys see these emails, do you kind of consider them as a kind of set pair, kind of like referring to the Sedines and they're kind of always sticking together? Is that something you guys kind of hold as an important part?
Well, we would like to usually stay together, but obviously, if one of us had the chance to move up and the other one didn't get the chance, I would love to see him take the offer. But I hope that most teams would look at us as a package and take us together. So
that's something I always kind of found fascinating. That was part of the reason, I'll be honest, that when I was looking through the list of players, I thought it'd be so intriguing to have you guys on, was just the fact that you're twins, and just asking a little bit. Do you kind of have that feeling of that Sedin kind of esque magic when you guys are on the ice, and you always line mates?
Oh yeah, for sure. We definitely know where each other are on the ice. We hit each other up a couple times this year with a goal and assist, and the last couple of years we were actually number 22 and 33. Sorry, after the Sedin twins, but those numbers weren't available this year, so we had to change it up a little bit.
Definitely an entertaining aspect between that you guys kind of have. Looking back, you guys both registering just about 30 penalty minutes. Is that something you guys like to play with? Obviously, you said with a bit of an edge, but are you able to? You guys find it easy to be able to straddle that line when you're in a close game, or you need to get that edge?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of those penalty minutes from me are towards the end of the game, just when we have the lead usually, and then the other team tries to instigate, and you just kind of react to it. Like most of the games weren't that close. We usually beat the teams by a lot, but yeah, I know how to control myself when it comes to the games being close. Usually we are the ones drawing the penalties. If that was a stat, it would be pretty big.
You guys, with it being your first year on the elite team, did you guys find you were able to get a lot of ice time?
Somewhat. I feel like at the end of the games we weren't trusted as well, but because of our younger status. But we got lots of ice time, especially towards the beginning of the year, and then towards the end of the year when our team started calling down players from other leagues and from the premier team as well. So this ice time started to drift down a little bit, but we got a lot of ice time up until the last few games of the year.
So you were able to, for the most part, able to get the repetitions in and kind of develop throughout the year as well. Not just obviously not, you never want to just be a part of the team. You want to always be a contributor, and both you guys able to contribute throughout times in the year.
Yeah, I was seen as I scored lots of game tying big goals throughout the year against our biggest rivals, and I just got lots of ice time, and then it just, as I said, it started to drift down towards the end of the year, but I was able to develop a lot. So we were both able to develop a lot, and I feel like my shot got a lot harder, and my vision for the ice got a lot better, and just everything developed pretty well this year.
Did you guys find you were able to get any special teams play, like any penalty kill? I know sometimes power play goes to the more senior players, and sometimes the penalty kill sometimes goes to some of the other players that don't get that power play time. Do you guys find some special teams?
We weren't seen on the penalty kill, but for our younger status, I would imagine. But on the power play, I did get quite a few power play goals, and I played the role in front of the net, screening the goalie, tipping pucks, getting rebounds, setting up plays. So I think it was 3 or 4 power play goals this year.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Got a chance to talk to your dad a little bit at the camp while you guys were on the ice for the pregame, and I want to wish you guys the best. Hopefully, you have a number of offers that suit what you guys are looking for and able to move up to that tier 2, like you said. And all the best to you guys going forward.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No
Thank you for
problem.
having us.
And, all right, thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
That was Easton and Justus Harrison, twin brothers for the Charlotte Rush in the USPHL Elite League. We're going to send it to a commercial break and come back and wrap up the Western Canada Hockey Exposure Camp. It is now behind us here. It was a great experience that I enjoyed, and I'd love to talk a little bit more about that after commercial break from one of our sponsors.
Welcome to Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot-Mound Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
And welcome back. It was a great interview with Justus and Easton Harrison. Found it kind of funny, the fact that they like to emulate their game after guys like Connor Garland, and mainly Brad Marchand, just namely because Brad Marchand, when I think of the Sedins and the fact that I believe it was the 2011 Stanley Cup when Vancouver was in the finals against Boston, Marchand was just all over, along with a number of the Boston Bruins, just all over the Sedin brothers and just making their lives so hard in that series. And eventually, obviously, we know that they went on to win the Stanley Cup, and Brad Marchand has now gone on to be a giant part of that organization. So interesting to kind of, in a way, call them the Sedin, but Marchand-esque twins. It's just a funny concept for me to think about. But great pair of guys. Hopefully, like I said, they're able to find some traction with a tier 2 team in the States, like they had said. Obviously, a little bit of my research, what seemed a little bit off. I don't want to apologize. Obviously, as per their elite prospects, it looked like they were primarily from Calgary, Alberta, and with the tournament being held in Alberta, just kind of associated the two. So they did say that they do reside in California. Definitely in those cold winter months, would love to be residing in California and getting a chance to travel through the United States. Unfortunately, I never was able to have the talent to make any sort of run at even the junior life. So for all these guys that are going hard to pursue the junior hockey that's out there through Western Canada and throughout the States, all the kudos to them. Both players were able to play with a guy I had on the show last week, Colby Eggman. Colby having a pretty good camp for himself, picking up 3 points in his 4 games, picking up 2 penalty minutes as well. But, he was able to get on the board and make a bit of a name for himself, which is something we had talked about, coming into this camp. You're going to want to kind of make an impression. So all these players having gone to this camp definitely went there with that in mind. A lot of high intensity. Unfortunately, as mentioned before, there were a couple of injuries, which, in hockey, it's always so unfortunate. Injuries come as a loss to somebody, but always come as opportunity to somebody. I remember back in, I believe, 2017 when Matthew Perreault went down for the Winnipeg Jets in the beginning of the year. Kyle Connor, who had a very lackluster preseason, was able to pop in and get injected into that top 6 role and really has become one of the Jets' top players. And, one of the players that now the Jets feel they can build around. So, unfortunately, for some players, like, as mentioned, Bo Bannerman, having some injuries, I do believe he had missed a game due to that injury. Some players like Justus and Easton were able to capitalize on those extra reps that were getting passed around. And, kudos to them for being able to take those opportunities and really make light of them. So as we're wrapping up for Off the Wall with Cody, just gonna expand a little bit more on my story from earlier, just about my troubles getting home, having to get home very early on this Tuesday morning, only being able to get to bed around 1 in the morning due to a number of mix-ups, we'll call it, with a flight getting back home that was supposed to take place on Sunday evening after the Western Canada Hockey Exposure Camp. Unfortunately, things didn't work out that way, and had to take a bus down from Calgary to Edmonton to catch a flight back home here to be on Off the Wall this morning with Graham and be on Off the Wall now here on this evening show. Getting a chance to get back to work, back to the daily grind, but was an entertaining week. Definitely had that sort of feel of when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Was able to enjoy the chaos that ensued from Sunday to late Monday evening. It was entertaining. The stories that I have are going to be able to be told for years to come. Been able to tell my wife a little bit about the funny stuff that happened throughout this past weekend. Well, as mentioned, Wayne Kozar was one of the sponsors for the camp. He can often be found doing his segment Wayne's World on the ice with Theo, as well as a number of other shows you can find on our YouTube page or Facebook page, as well as our website amateursports.tv under the sports show dropdown. Those shows that you can find currently are the On the Ice show, the AAA Hockey show, currently the Coffee with Graham show, and the Prospect show, to name a few, as well as there's a possibility that a number of other shows could be coming out in the near future here. Who knows what ASTV plans to reach out to, as we're trying to always expand with adding, like I said, new shows, doing events such as doing great entertaining events like the Western Canada Exposure Camp. I know I had, through doing this camp, picked up a lot of knowledge, having done very limited producing of hockey games. Learned a lot through doing that. Was able to do 20 games, like I mentioned, 20, which at the time felt like long games, but thinking back, was so entertaining, so much fun to watch that high intensity hockey. Wouldn't trade it. Definitely had some sore feet from it, but take some sore feet and a sore back to watch some good old hockey anytime. Well, that is all for tonight's show. I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, AETi, Caisse Financial Group, Evolve Green, Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy, and TOVI Hockey. And go to our YouTube page and subscribe to Amateur Sports TV. Go check out our website, as mentioned, amateursports.tv. Follow our shows on Facebook, as mentioned, On the Ice, the AAA show, Prospect show, Off the Wall with Cody. Follow us on Instagram. You can find a bunch of our updates about who we're interviewing, our past interviews, some of the history between, some of the ex-players that we've interviewed. I know I've seen a lot of Instagram posts from shared by the ASTV page, just keeping track of some of the players that we do have on the network here. We do like to keep the player in mind. That is, we are a players first sort of company here. We do try to keep the player's best interest in mind all the time, but follow us on all our social channels, as well as amateursports.tv on Twitter. And for Tuesday, May 10th, I'm Cody Wall, and I want to say thank you for all tuning in, and I'll see you next week.